Hi viewers. So today's topic is photoelectric effect, right? And the definition of photoelectric effect is the phenomenon of emission of electrons from metal surface when it is exposed to light energy. What type of light energy? That is either X-ray, gamma rays, or UV rays or visible rays. Any rays when we expose to such metals, they must contain the suitable frequency is known as a photoelectric effect. This is the definition of photoelectric effect. So that means when these type of light falls on the metals, then what happens? Then electrons are emitted from the surface of metal. Okay, so these electrons constitute current, and this effect is known as the photoelectric effect. Once again, listen: the phenomenon of emission of electrons from metal surface when it is exposed to light energy of suitable frequency is known as photoelectric effect, right? And the electrons which are emitted in this effect are known as photoelectrons, right? So here electrons we are learning in the definition, electrons are emitted. So those emitted electrons, what we have to say them? Photoelectrons we have to say. Okay, the current constituted by these photoelectrons are called photoelectric current. So like this friends, this is the definition of photoelectric effect, right? So the electron emitted by this effect are photoelectrons. The current constituted by photoelectrons is known as photoelectric current. So like this, these are the definitions of photoelectric effect. Now, how does it works? So let me explain with the help of diagrams. Now see here, suppose let it is a metal. Metals in generally, metals are different types of metals are there in periodic table according to periodic table. If you observe the periodic table like this, so everybody know the periodic table diagram is this, and here the certain metals present in this group, certain metals present, and at these points also metals present, and this side non-metals, and around there these points are metals present. But these metals are called alkali metals. These metals are called alkali metals, and these metals are called alkali earth metals. Right? So like this alkali metals and alkali earth metals. And at this point also we find metals, certain metals such as copper, zinc. So these are the metals. These metals also used. But here, what type of metals can produce this effect? See here, it is a metal which is belongs to the alkali metal. Suppose it is an alkali metal, or let me take any metal. Metal means that is either alkali or alkali earth metal, or these coinous metals also. Coinous metals such as copper, zinc. So these are the coinous metal. Then if we expose UV rays, then what happens? These metal surface can produce electrons, right? These metal surface can produce electrons. Suppose if we take alkali metals, and if we allow the visible light, then what happens? If we allow the visible light, then electrons cannot be ejected, right? Sorry, metals. Okay, same metal is used here, and a light, if you change the light, visible light, then what happens? No electrons will be ejected, no electrons will be released or produced or emitted. But if you take alkali metals and if you allow visible light, then electrons are emitted. Right? Electrons are emitted. So for what type of electron emitted? So for UV rays, if you take UV rays, any metal, if you use any metal, they produce electron. But if you use a visible light, for metals, no electrons will be ejected or produced. But for visible light, alkali metals can produce electrons. So like this. And next, more effective diagram. So these most important diagram is in this photoelectric effect is see here. And here it is a glass tube. Let it is a glass tube. It is a one metal sheet. Take here another metal sheet and connect them to the battery. Connect them to the battery through what? See. It is ammeter, voltmeter, see, it is a battery. So this is the diagram, and here see, this is a diagram. In this diagram, it is a battery, and this is a resistor or rheostat. Rheostat arrow mark indicates we can change resistance. That is the meaning of this arrow mark. See the diagram. And here it is a place. This is a place where the light can enter into this tube. So that is why it is prepared in this manner at this point only. And it is one metal plate, and it is another metal plate. This metal plate can produce electrons, and this metal plate can collect the electrons or attract the electrons, right? So, and see here, it is a voltmeter, it is an ammeter, which a microamp. Here it reads the current in terms of microammeter. Read means it can show the current in terms of micro. Why? Because here the current cannot produce in terms of ampere. So very small amount of current will produce, that is in terms of microampere. Right? So current flowing direction is like this. And now see here, it is generally it is called a window, and that window it is generally it is a glass. Totally it is a glass. It is a glass, and is because it is an anode plate and is a cathode plate. It is battery, rheostat or resistance. Okay, and now it is generally called window. Why? It is a place to enter the light into the tube. And before doing this experiment, we must keep it as evacuated, means whatever gas present, we must send it outside. Okay, we maintain certain pressures only to travel the electron in space. Okay, at a lower pressure only electron can travel in air or in space. So that is why it is evacuated glass tube containing window. This window is not a glass; it is prepared with quartz, right? Quartz, light quartz material cannot stop or cannot reflect the light. It allows the whatever light falls on it, total amount of light it can allow. So that is why here we have taken quartz window. It is prepared with the quartz, right? Quartz window, that is the quartz window. And now see here, let me allow the UV rays only. Here I am going to take a UV rays. Let UV rays are falling. Right, UV rays. So when UV rays falls on the cathode, then it produces electrons. Those produced or emitted electrons can travel or can be attracted with the anode. Okay, so it is a high tension battery. We attach this battery is a high tension battery, means there are this how many batteries are connected. So all this battery can make it as more positive. Okay, so here the light falling on the cathode, it can emit the electrons, and these emitted electrons can be attracted with the anode. So that is why electrons can travel towards anode. So it is one electron, another electron, like this electron. These electrons travels towards anode. Like this, and these anodes can attract all the electrons, and these electron travels in this direction and shows the current, how much current is produced with these electrons, and how much voltage we are applying, that can be shown here, right? So like this is the diagram. Okay, and how does it work? Let me explain. When the UV rays falls on it, this material emits the electrons. Emitted electrons are collected or travels towards the anode, and anode can collect all the electrons, and those electrons travels in this manner and constitute currents. That current we call photoelectric current, and these electrons are called photoelectrons. And now what happens if we increase the frequency, and if we increase the potential, if we change the potential, if we change the frequency, if we change the intensity, then how does current depends? So that is important things here to know, here to learn. So let me erase the diagram, or let me write this side. So this side we have the gap. In this gap, first point is effect of intensity of light. Intensity of light on photocurrent. So this is the main, from this only main point is this one. Not only this one, there are the 5 points are there. We must read all the points. So for this important points are 5 points. These 5 points only in the examination we are writing. So first point is effect of intensity of light on photocurrent. If its intensity increases, then what happens? When intensity increases, then what happens? More number of electrons can be produced. When more number of electrons produced, then more current will flow, more photocurrent will flow. If the intensity is low, then what happens? Emitted electrons are also low. So, but when it is possible? When frequency is constant. When frequency is kept constant. When we keep the frequency of the incident light is constant, and if intensity changes, and when the intensity increases, then current also increases. When intensity decreases, current also decreases. So that is we have to show on the diagram. We have to plot a graph between intensity and current. So current we must take on y-axis. That is in terms of microampere and intensity. So as the intensity increases, current also increasing. So that means the relation between these two things is a directly proportionality relation. That means the current easily shows like this. As the intensity increases, current also increasing. So in this manner. So when it is possible, when frequency is kept constant. Frequency is constant. While frequency is constant, if you increase the intensity, current also increases. So if you plot a graph between intensity and current, then it shows in this manner. And the next is what? Effect of potential. On photocurrent, that is second point. Next, effect of potential on photocurrent. So then what happens? If we increase the potential, then what happens? Increasing means here we can apply the positive potential and negative potentials also. If we apply the positive potential, then what happens? If we apply the negative potential, what happens? When it is possible, when we have to do this one, when frequency and intensity of light is constant, when they are fixed, okay, when intensity and frequency, right, when these two things are constant, by keeping them as constant, and if we change the potential, then current also changes, right? So how does changes? How does the current increases or how does current decreases while we change the potential? See here, if we increase the potential, means increasing means if we make this as a positive potential, so that means you are applying the positive potential. If we apply the positive potential, then what happens? Its attraction capacity increases. When the attraction capacity increases, whatever electrons are present, all the electrons can start collecting or attracting. Then it shows the maximum current. Okay, maximum current. The maximum current is called saturation current. See how can we do it? Take current on y-axis and potential on x-axis. Potential, let me denote with the V only. Okay, so potential is on x-axis, current is on y-axis. If we increase the potential, current at the beginning it increases suddenly, and if change the potential again increase the ladder, it increases like this, and after certain time it shows a constant current. This is a constant maximum current is called what we call? This is called saturation current, right? Saturate means how many electrons are emitting here? All the electrons are collected or attracted by the anode. So that is the meaning of this. Even if you increase the potential, then no further electron can be produced to change this one. Okay, maximum number of electrons will be produced and maximum number of electrons will be attracted by this anode. Then it shows the constant current, maximum constant current. This maximum constant current is called saturation current. Saturation current. Okay. So like this saturation current we will get. And next, so it is like this. It is versus format. It is when the photo potential changes, current also changing. Now, next third point is effect of frequency. Effect of frequency on photocurrent. So how does it depends? If you change the frequency, then what happens? Right? If you change the frequency of an incident light, photocurrent cannot be changed. That means photocurrent does not depends on frequency. Right? Photocurrent cannot be it cannot depend on frequency. But photocurrent mostly depends on photon only. Right? So one photon can produce one electron. Why? Because when the light is falling on this metal, then there is a streaming of there is a collection of many photons. Each photon can produce one electron. So like this, many photons can produce many number of electrons. These electrons are collected. But frequency cannot change the current. So photocurrent does not depends on frequency. This is the third point. It is the third point. Next, fourth point is what? Frequency, the effect of frequency on potential. So effect of frequency on potential. So that means frequency can change its potential. So that is the behavior. Okay. So here frequency generally potential depends on the frequency. If the frequency is high, potential is high. When the potential is high, current is high. Okay. Now see here. Let me draw the graph fast and take here potential and frequency. Right? Potential and frequency. Suppose potential versus current we have seen. Yes, as a potential increases, current also increases. Okay. First, potential. See. Here, current. Just now we have seen the current can change like this. Okay. And again, if you take the other materials and we increase the same potential, if you change the same potentials like this. What means here, when you increase the positive potential, it becomes very positive and then it starts attracting all the electrons. Now what I am saying, if you decrease the potential, now see the potential increases like this. Okay, it is good. As the potential changes, current is changes. If you decrease the potential in backward direction, it follows up to certain value and later it cannot follow the same path. It may follow like this. Even though potential is zero, current cannot be zero. Okay, even though potential is zero, current cannot be zero. It shows a certain value. If you increase in negative direction, means if you apply the negative potential, that means it is generally positive. If you make it as a negative, then what happens? We know the electrons are also negative. Negative cannot attract. They can't attract. They repel each other. So then current starts fall down. So current slowly decreases. Okay. So when the negative potential is increasing or applied, current slowly decreases and it becomes zero at a particular negative potential. At a particular negative potential, what is happening? Current becomes zero. Then this potential is called, this negative potential is called stopping potential or cutoff potential. Stopping potential or cut off potential. Cut off potential. Stopping potential or cut off potential means at a particular value of negative potential, at a particular value of negative potential, current, photo current becomes zero is called stopping potential or cut off potential, or we can define like this. At which potential current becomes zero, at which negative potential current becomes zero, that negative potential is called stopping potential or cut off potential. So like this we have to define at which, let me see here, and if increase again it follows, if it follows like this, or at the beginning it follows like this, but whatever value present, all the values, for all the values are saturation current is same. Saturation current is cannot be it not different for different things. Saturation current is same, but while decreasing it cannot follow like this, it may follow like this. That means current cannot decrease suddenly, current decreases slowly. Even though potential zero, current cannot be zero. When you apply the negative potential, then in a particular value of negative potential, current will be zero. That corresponding potential is called, negative potential is called stopping potential or cut off potential. So like this we have to define the cut off potential or stopping potential. And the next thing is, if you use different metals means sodium is one alkali metal, magnesium is alkaline, it is alkali earth metal, copper is coins metal. So like this, we use different metals, then what happens for different metals, you may get the frequency versus potential. If you draw a graph like this, their frequency versus, then what happens, different metals can produce a current at different frequencies. Frequencies, general frequency depends on potential. As the potential increases, frequency also increases. As the potential decreases, frequency also decreases. That means potential is directly proportional to frequency, or always potential is directly proportional to frequency. So when the potential decreases, frequency decreases. When the potential increases, frequency increases. But frequency cannot depend on current, it depends on potential. Okay. So like this. And here see the potential versus frequency graph is drawn. And here it is as if we move in this direction, what happens, the potential is gradually increasing. And it is for one metal. If we use it is a magnesium. For example, let it is a copper, it is magnesium, it is sodium. Okay, so like this, different metal can have different diagrams, different lines. So here, and these lines cannot pass through the origin. So that means if you increase the frequency, current cannot stop. Again, if you increase the frequency, at a particular frequency, what happens? Current is stopped, or potential, corresponding potential is increasing. So then at the minimum frequency at which photo current starts, that minimum frequency is called threshold frequency. Threshold frequency. So that is the last point, is the effect of threshold frequency. Right? Effect of threshold frequency. Threshold frequency means the minimum frequency at which current starts flowing. That minimum frequency is called threshold frequency. And if you draw a graph between the different metals potentials versus frequency, then you may get like this. Right? So here it is, for this matter it is a minimum frequency. For this matter it is a minimum frequency. For this matter it is a minimum frequency. At this frequency only current starts in this matter. At this frequency only current starts in this matter. Okay. So like this, and if you plot a graph between potential and a frequency, that becomes like this. Okay. And here it has a different potential, different potential, different potential. For different potentials and the frequencies also different. And the meeting point on x-axis and the meeting point on y-axis also different. See, it is very good. See a negative potentials this side. So in negative potential different frequencies present. Here also just now we have learned, right? So when the potential is negative, current cannot flow. Current starts falling down. Current starts decreasing. So like this, these are the main points in photoelectric effect. Let's rewrite once again what are points we have discussed. Effect of, it is called. It is called. Effect of first one, intensity. Second one is potential. Next, third one is the frequency. Fourth one is fourth one is in between frequency versus frequency, effect of frequency on stopping potential. Effect of frequency, up to here only effect of intensity, effect of potential, effect of frequency on current, on photo current, up to here. But here effect of frequency on stopping potential. And last point is the fifth point is for threshold frequency. It is the minimum frequency. Threshold frequency. Threshold frequency, how can we get? In the graph only, when the graph is plotted between stopping potential versus frequency. The minimum frequency in this graph is called stopping. In this graph is called threshold frequency. So like this, first we must keep the diagram in mind. This diagram is very important, and then only you have to explain by keeping them as a suddenly. Okay, thank you.